Hello Helgon, how are you? Okay, we are live. So today I'm not sure yet what we're gonna do. So yes, actually I'm sure that we need to integrate a feature that Jeff helped me on about Windows 10. So basically the problem was that on Windows 10 the boxes were not showing the right way. So if I open the issue here, you can see on the screenshot that the checkboxes are very small. Okay, so Jeff proposed a fix on GitHub that works for him apparently. So he included a screencast to show how it looks like on his end. And in my opinion, it looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna do today, before merging that fix into the code base, I'm gonna download it on my computer, try it on my Mac, see if it works good, and if it does, we'll just merge it. Okay. So of course, I'm not going to merge it right away. So I'm gonna check the command line instructions here. Here they are. So basically it's like the URL of another repository that is hosted by Jeff's GitHub account. So let's go back into our directory. Yes. I always do a git pull to make sure I'm up to date. Yes, I am. Okay. And now I'm gonna create a new branch called jeffdes-bug. Okay, so if I display the branches here, we're on it. But it's so far it's just a copy, it's like a duplicate of the master branch. So basically there's no change between what we did last time and what where we are now. So if I do a diff between master and this, hopefully there's no difference. So now that we created this branch, I'm gonna pull the changes from Jeff. Okay, so we see that Jeff made some changes into the next-step-for-trello.user.js file. So let's see what were these changes. Okay. So actually it seems that Jeff added a new class on the checkbox item here. And he also replaced the tick, like he removed the actual tick, probably used CSS to style it. And if we look below, yeah, he changed the CSS definition for the checkbox using a box shadow, no, a non-box shadow. Okay, basically he's creating a div that is gonna be 10 pixels wide and high. Okay, and then okay, the tick, it will be inserted by CSS here. We see the Unicode number here. Okay, so that seems pretty valid to me. So in order to make sure that it works, I'm gonna disable the extension downloaded from the Chrome Web Store. So I'm searching it here, disable it. And this one, this entry is mapped to my hard drive. So it's my copy of the extension. Okay, so I'm gonna enable it and reload it to make sure that we are using the latest version. And now I'm gonna go to my test board to make sure that it works for me too. Okay, so it looks pretty good, I would say. Okay, let's okay, we have 2 checkboxes here. I want to display all of them, and let's see what happens if I click. That looks great. Okay, that's good enough for me. See if it works on a Mac and it works on Windows, I'm gonna just merge it. Okay, so back to GitHub. So right now I'm saying thank you to Jeff for his contribution, and I'm gonna mention him in the contributors file, like I always like to do. So first I comment, then I merge. Okay. Then I'm gonna open the contributors file here and add Jeff's name here. Edit, okay. And I'm gonna put it here. So now that I did it, I can go back to my master branch using checkout and git pull to get all the changes back to my local repository. So hopefully, oh, I forgot to update that file. Added Jeff Des to contributors. Yes, okay. So I need to pull again. Yeah. So normally if I go back to my list of issues, the Windows 10 bug should be now closed. Yes, it is closed. Okay. So normally we're done with it, okay? So today we're gonna figure out what to work on. So I'm opening my issues list. And actually a few days ago you may have seen that I started I announced a kind of poll to see what you guys wanted to have on the extension as next features. And I can see now the results of this poll. So we're gonna watch. Okay, so far we're getting 63 replies, which is pretty nice. And the most requested feature is to make task load and refresh faster. Okay, with 28% people ask for this. So I think I opened an issue about that a few days back, so let's see. Okay, it's not this. Okay. I see two different ways to make it faster. Hi Tony Code, how are you? I see two ways to make it faster. Okay, what does this extension do for you? Yes, I'm the one talking, yes. If you want more information about the extension, you can read it below the video. I'm giving a link to it, so with a small video that shows how it works. Okay, and after seeing that, if you have any questions to ask, please feel free to ask. I'll be happy to reply. In the meantime, what I'm gonna work on today is to make the extension faster, because today you may have realized that when you switch from a mode to another mode, it's not immediate because it's doing AJAX requests for every card. Okay, even if your board didn't change at all, it will remake all the AJAX calls for every card. So if you have a lot of cards, it may take a while. Okay, in that case, we see the loading animation here. It's still running, because even if not all of my cards are visible, it's still taking some time, right? If you want to make sure of what's going on under the hood, you can go to the network panel here. If I reload, okay, so that's all the Trello stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna erase this, and now I'm gonna switch to the display all mode, and look at that. Okay, sorry about that. I think that this is a demonstration that I'm doing so many Ajax calls that even Trello is preventing me from doing it. Look at that, you see? All of these are Ajax calls to Trello servers to get information about every task. Okay, that's the place where I take all the checklists from. So if you look at the response here, basically, yeah, it's JSON containing all the data attached to a card, right? So there are several ways to make the extension faster. The first one is to make sure that if we update one card, we just reload that card, and that's it, not everything, okay? That's one first thing. The second thing is to use a cache for all the data that we already downloaded, okay? And we make sure that we refresh that cache only when really needed, okay? If I remember well, that's what I've written here, okay? So I guess that's what we could do is start with the selective refresh, because it's easy to make, right? For example, if I let me uncheck a few items here, okay, so that it shows up here, right? If I change the title of this card, it should normally reload everything. I don't know why it didn't do it. Okay. Okay, apparently when I'm changing the name, it's not reloading anything. Maybe if I move it, yeah, okay, it's reloading everything, you see? Even though I just moved one card, right? So yeah, obviously we need to reload the checklist items for this card, but I don't want to reload the checklist items for all the cards, right? So what we're going to do is when this situation occurs, when we drag and drop a card, we'll just make sure that we only refresh that card, okay? So we'll win some time by doing so. So back at the code, the drag and drop event is detected here, okay? In a function called watch for changes. There are two different cases here. The first one is when you refresh the card name, which obviously doesn't work anymore for some reason, but that's another problem, okay? And the second one is used for drag and dropping a card to another column, okay? So what this code actually does is watching the page, and whenever a new element appears in some part of the page, in our case it's the cards element, we detect it and we ask the extension to refresh the whole board, okay? So now I'm gonna disable that and we'll make sure that it doesn't refresh anything, okay? As a first step. So I need to reload my local extension here and reload my board. Okay, so far it's still working the same, right? But if I take that card and move it here, you see that the items are still showing up on other cards, but not showing up on this one, okay? So that's what we need to fix, basically. In order to do that, we need to detect what card is it, okay? What's the identifier of that card? So in order to take it, I'm gonna use Chrome Inspector here and see what information do we have on this card, okay? So that's the list. And that's that seems to be the card, but I'm not really sure. Yeah. Okay. Tony Code, no, this is not my first extension. In the past, I had created a book booklet for a website called Wide. So that was my first extension. If you look there, and I created other extensions as well in the past. Let's see. I created one called Playem as well to play music YouTube videos from a page automatically, like if it was a playlist. And I created another one called Track Grabber that detects YouTube videos from a page and add them into a Spotify playlist. Okay, so this one is by Fourth's Chrome extension, and so far it's the best rated. Okay, we've reached 2,700 users now. It's already on the Google Chrome Store, Tony Code. If you go to the website that is what's the new one? Can you send us a link? See? So by new one, I don't know if you mean the new Chrome Store or the new extension or whatever, but I don't know what to say. So yeah, please tell me more if you need an answer on this. Okay, let's close this. Yeah, this we need to keep it open. These two. Okay. So what I'm looking for right now is some attribute that gives the ID of that card, okay? So that I can know what card was dropped. So far I'm not seeing any attributes but classes. Okay. And that's a list header. List contents, list header, okay. I was looking at the wrong place. This is a card, okay? Class. Okay. We're getting one here. We're getting the... it's not an ID, but it's the URL of that card. So that could be used as an ID. That's good enough for us. Okay. Card short ID 26. Okay. Nice. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, the class name that we're looking for when drag and dropping a card are all of these. Okay, list card, JS member droppable, active card, and UI droppable. Okay, so this one, the list card, seems to be easier to find. So let's see. List card details, list card sticker, list card. Okay, so when I drag and drop, I can easily access that element, okay? But the one that I really need access to is the hyperlink here, the A element, okay? So in order to do that, I'm gonna look for that list card title class element from the ancestor element, okay? So e.target is a link to the card that I just dropped, okay? So from there I can use get elements by class name, and this will return an array of elements, and I'm just interested in the first one, okay? So let's see what we get. I store it in the link variable, and then I'm gonna display it in the console. So let's refresh that and see if it works, okay? Okay, so far so good. Let's move it to another list, and there we are. Okay, we got it. A elements, and we got the href here. That's perfect. So this link.href can be used as an identifier for our cards, right? So now I'm gonna try to make a link between this code and the one that actually refreshes the card, right? So here we have a function called update cards that, if you look, it gets all the card titles, so all the cards, and on every card it's gonna run a handler which is depending on the current mode, right? So we need to use the same handler. So I'm gonna take that code from there and try to put it in the other function. And for now I'm not going to display the loading logo, okay? I'm just gonna keep it simple. So instead of cards here, we're gonna use just link, okay? Handler works the same, right? Card element. And in that case, do we still need a promise? I'm not sure that we need a promise for that, but you know. We're gonna simulate an array by putting link into an array, right? Or maybe we can even reuse, you know, no, let's do it that way. Handler, and when everything is done, I'm gonna display something into the console, okay? So now let's try it. Okay, so we still have our card with the checklist item. Let's move it to another column. And look, it's appearing again. And by doing that, we only loaded the information for that card. We didn't reload everything, okay? So that's progress. Already we're winning a lot of time here, okay? So what I would like to do now is to try to refactor my code in order to avoid duplicating code, because this really looks like the code that we have in update cards, right? So what I'm gonna do is create another function which will be called update card, singular version. Okay. Or maybe update card elements. It will make more sense, I guess. Okay. And as a parameter, we could send a list of elements. Okay. Card elements. And basically, the difference between the two would be that update cards will call it this after looking for the elements. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Okay, this looks nice. So now let's use that function over there instead of this duplicated code. Okay, let's try that. Oops. Oh yeah, I forgot to rename a parameter. Date cards. Yeah. It used to be called cards, but now I'm calling it card elements. Okay. So that should work. Card elements href. Yeah. Okay, didn't seem to work that time. Oh. I'd like to make sure that it's not making more AJAX requests than required. So let's watch what's going on here. Looks like it's reloading everything anyways, okay? I don't really like that. Okay. Um, the thing that's happening here is that whenever we drag and drop, of course we're inserting a new DOM node, but we are also modifying another node. So at the end of the day, it's calling another function here. It's calling this function, okay, which was initially made for detecting whenever the card names was changed. I guess that for now we're gonna disable it because it was not even working well anyway. So I'm gonna add a to-do to remember to do it. Okay, to-do reactivate name change detection without interfering with drag and drop single AJAX request. Okay. So yeah, still got our card. I'm gonna move it there. Okay, so apparently our update cards function was not called, so it means that only that card got refreshed, which is good news for us. Let's try to do it back to the doing column. Okay, it works too, right? So that's already good news for us. It means that drag and drop functionality keeps working without making too many requests. So this is good for us. Now I'm curious that if I change that name here, well, it's not really a problem. It's not changing the content anymore, so maybe we don't need to update that scenario anymore. What if I add a new deadline? It doesn't erase my checklist items, so I think we're good. Okay. What if I add a new member? Still not removing my items, so we're good. What if I open it, change the title, and then go back? Yeah, in that case it refreshed because I programmed it that way that if you change to another page and then go back to a board view, it will refresh everything. Okay, that's how the extension was made. So I guess for now we don't need that old piece of code that was reloading the checklist items when we rename the card. So I'm just gonna leave it as comments here for now, just in case anything changes on Trello. But this code will not trigger anymore because it's commented, okay? This code, in the other hand, will be faster than before because it only makes one API call, okay? So what I'm gonna do is update our issue here and mention it. It's issue number 11, so I'm gonna mention it. Let's review the changes we made. Okay, it's not much, right? Oh, okay, maybe we need to remove some console logs first. Console.log. Okay, let's remove that one. Let's remove that one as well. And here, yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is create. I should have done that before actually. Okay, I'm gonna use my other favorite tool for making git push and git commits. We're gonna say that Jeff's fix is gonna dump to the next version. In order to do that, I have to change the number in two places here, okay, in the main file, and also in the manifest file here. And then to make sure that everybody knows what's going on, I'm gonna add a new line in the change log as well. So okay, and I'm gonna push just this new version, not the changes that we made together, but okay, let me see. Okay, here, here, and just this, okay, bumped to 1.3.2. All right, and now we're gonna again create a new version for this, which is gonna be 1.4. .4.0, and refresh after moving tasks, moving cards. Okay. This, and this. Okay, I see there's a question here. Let's see when session Chrome and 0.2 Edge. And that's 11. Okay, now that we pushed our new modification, I'm gonna create a new archive so that you guys can play with it now. Compress. And that's gonna be next step 1.4.0, okay? And let's upload it to Chrome Store. Alright, the new version is published, so maybe in a few minutes you'll be able to update your version or install it if you didn't try it yet. I hope you enjoy it, and if you want to contribute like Jeff did, don't hesitate to submit your pull requests. I'll be happy to review them and merge them if they work as expected. And I hope to see you around next time, probably next week at the same time, okay? Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.